This is All Access MMA.
Great having Ricky Glenn back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Grant Dawson at UFC Fight Night on October 23rd. Ricky, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Just finished a walk with our son uptown and enjoying the beautiful day.
And getting some good reception here. Veteran move. I appreciate that right off the bat, man. Making sure this interview goes smooth. So I appreciate that, man. Good stuff. You got a really fun fight here against Grant Dawson. When did you find out about this matchup? Because I think one thing, I don't know if people know, you guys have the same manager.
Yeah, Uridium, Jason House. It's been almost a month. So I kind of wanted to jump on the opportunity. He was supposed to fight on the 2nd right away, but it was a little too soon with the weight and things. And so I've known for about a month now. I was already kind of prepping for a fight, a short notice fight, and then this worked out great.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to our manager. I said, hey, I saw Grant's opponent,
Diego Ferreira,
his name, Vieira, but number 12 guy, he backed out. I was like, well, that's gonna get me close to top 15, top 10, and that's the goal. Get closer to the ranking.
One of the cool things about this matchup is Grant is also a former featherweight like yourself. Does that kind of make the matchup a little bit more interesting? That I think size-wise, you guys are going to be pretty similar that way.
Yeah, I think we'll be similar. I'm a little taller, but yeah, it's interesting. A lot of guys are going up. I think it's a smarter move. I think we're going to perform better as athletes, and it's just a lot healthier for us long term too, not cutting a crazy amount of weight.
No, for sure. Style wise, how do you look at this matchup? How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
Good. I know he's been talking a lot of smack. He thinks he's just gonna run through me, but I've been training hard, and I'm ready to bring in and put it all out there.
Okay.
So healthy and blessed for the opportunity, and I'm ready to.
Do you like having an opponent like that tries to get under your skin, tries to talk a little trash, or do you prefer not to even have to worry about that?
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, it kind of seems like a weak tactic on his part. He's selling his ass, like whatever he's got to do, like good for him. He's selling himself, but it is kind of weak. Try to get in someone's head and play those antics to where maybe it affects some people. And I just focus on my martial arts and my physical abilities, and I'm very thankful. And I'm hope I'm able to humble him and defeat.
I know when I interviewed Grant before you, and he kept calling you Richard in the interview. Does that bother you? I guess it was like a way to annoy you or something. But does that even matter to you?
Yeah, I did an interview recently. I don't think they did it because they didn't want to get in the mix of it. But I actually asked, so if Grant sees this, I asked that you please don't call me Richard. It is a very disrespectful thing. My mother, when she was a child, she had an incident with someone named Richard, and so it's a big bad family thing. It's like, out of respect for my mother, please don't call me Richard.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that was sort of the case or whatever, but I thought I'd bring it up, obviously, because he mentioned it. Training camp, who you mainly getting to work with? Who are some of the main training partners ahead of this fight?
Yes, I'm going to say main guys. A big help for this camp, and for a lot of my training since moving back here to Iowa and training in Des Moines, is Carson Carlson, Renzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Des Moines. I train at Absolute MMA and Fitness, Victor Marino, and another huge help is Tyler Brandt, 7 Second Coaching, wrestling coach, great guy. He's helped me a ton with my wrestling. It's improved big time.
Sorry, go ahead.
And Johnny Case has been back here, moved back. I don't know if he's announced it yet, but he's got some big fight news coming up.
That's good.
I won't spoil that, but he's been a big help. And
Steve Carl, I haven't heard his name in a while. How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's a beast.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
Good. Also, a lot of variety there. Do you ever see yourself going back and doing any training at Team Alpha Male, or is that ship sailed? Because I know it was expensive to live out in California. That's part of the reason you moved back.
Yeah, I'd like to get out there for a week or so here and there. I haven't been back there since moving. Just enjoying being around family and in Iowa, and I've been grinding pretty hard here and just haven't and then with COVID and stuff, it kind of put a damper on some of my traveling. That's one of the bigger things that I miss, since COVID is all the traveling I used to do. But I plan on getting out there after this fight.
How's the weight cut going? I know we got a bit of time here, but how's all that going ahead of the fight? Way better than 45, obviously.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, man. What was it? The previous fight before my last, before I had that long layoff, I missed weight, and then I told myself if I ever miss weight, I'm going up to 55, and I had thought about going up to 55 for years, and I'm pretty big for 55 as it is, so even making 55 it's not easy, but 45 is definitely out of the picture, and I'm much healthier now too. I'm not as depleted so far out, and I just try to maintain my weight, just trying to maintain stuff right now, and then come Monday we'll get in the nitty gritty weight cut.
Who's making the trip with you as far as your cornerman? Who will be making the trip out to Vegas for you?
Vic, Tyler, and Carson. So my head striking coach, wrestling coach, and jiu-jitsu coach. And I'm still got a black belt coming. Just actually spoke to Scott Houston. He's with 360 BJJ in Milwaukee, and great friend. He's my jiu-jitsu coach. So I'm looking forward to getting my black belt someday under him. But meanwhile, in Iowa here in Des Moines, Carlson has helped me a ton. Dude's a beast.
Yeah, good stuff. How do you see the fight playing out on October 23rd? How do you envision it going down?
I envision he's gonna come out and kind of do the same thing, pump fake, and try to throw a big overhand, get me down, try to take my back, rear naked choke, and just kind of he's gonna try to grind on me and squeeze on me. I know their style. They like to switch stances a little bit, and but I'm gonna take whatever he gives me. If we're gonna be grinding for 15 minutes, I'm all right with that. If he comes in hard, I'm gonna get him out of there. But if he's gonna run, I'll point fight with him. I don't care. However I can win.
You have a lot more experience than he does. How much do you feel that will play into the fight in terms of level of opposition you fought, and just in general, you have a lot more fights than he does?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think my mindset and my physical abilities are gonna play a big role in it. And yeah, the experience is a little bit, but he's trained with good people. He's got some good coaches, and I'm ready. I'm excited to get in there, and not gonna get in all the back and forth bullshit, crap talking. I'll let him do that stuff.
How many more fights do you have left on your contract? Do you know?
4 fights, little pay bump.
Good stuff. Well, that's good, man. That must feel good going into this fight, having the company backing you, and for another 4 fights. And I know you can be released at any time, but that's still got to be a good feeling knowing you got some security, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like a bonus.
Yeah, there you go. And before we go, I did see on your Instagram you were mowing a lawn or something. Are you doing like some landscaping, or what's going on there?
Mowing my yard it got ridiculous. It gets pretty long. We don't mow it as much because we're out in the country, but I think I have 3 or 4 riding lawnmowers, and none of them are working right now. So I gotta get them working, and I guess it just happens. Procrastinating and training takes place before yard.
Well, I'll tell you what you do. You tell your manager, you tell Jason right now, look, Jason, you're the sponsorship guy. Get me a sponsorship with a lawnmower company. I think that would be because what? You got a lot of grass to cover. And I got to tell you this, I mow my lawn as well. I recently switched to electric. Game changer. If you can afford it, it's definitely worth the money because you save the money on gas. You just have to charge the battery. It's way better in my opinion. So have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, John Deere would be nice, but I'm gonna need like a bush hog, like a big one, because we got a lot of property, and I usually only mow about half of it. I leave the back half. I think it's about 2 acres, so I don't mow all.
Gotcha. Well, Rick, we're looking forward to this fight. UFC Fight Night, October 23rd. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, thanks my coaches and training partners, Absolute MMA and Fitness, everyone over there, my cornerman, Combat Corner, Marshtown, local bike shop, Black Tire. I was just up there. Well, my baby's crying, but thank you.